I'm gonna show you how to eat twice as much and still lose your belly fat. And the leanest year of my entire life was the year I started eating more food, not less. Now, most people, when they're going through a dieting phase, they're miserable, they're eating tiny portions, they're always thinking about food and counting down to the next meal, and then not losing fat fast enough. At the end, it doesn't feel like it's even worth it. But here's what nobody in the fitness industry wants to say out loud. The people who lose fat the fastest and keep it off are not the ones who eat the least. They've figured out that they can eat 2, 3, even 8 times the amount of food that they enjoy eating, but for the same calories. And it comes down to one thing that your brain almost always understands, and once this clicks, you'll never be hungry again. My name is Dr. Michael Diamond. I'm a scientist, a bodybuilder, medical doctor. I am also the founder of Sculpt by Science, where I've helped thousands of people achieve this transformation without starving. With every swap that I'm going to give you, I'm actually going to show you the actual number and how much food you get, and I'm even going to share with you a recipe so you can make it yourself. This is real food you can actually eat, not in a lab, and stay until swap number 7 because it's one that is not even a food. It's actually a 15-calorie trick that came out from a study from Penn State, and my clients messaged me about it the other day and it was a game changer for them. Swap number 1 is going to be pasta versus zucchini noodles. Now, what if I told you for the calories in one pasta, you could almost eat 8 times that amount of food and weight and still feel full? Now, cooked pasta is roughly 131 calories per 100 grams. Zucchini noodles are 17 calories. So calorie for calorie, you're almost getting close to 8 times the food on the plate when you swap one for the other. Now, a normal plate of spaghetti bolognese can run you roughly 600 to 800 calories. And the problem with pasta is that it barely fills you. It has the lowest fullness score. Now you can spiralize your zucchini, or you can buy it ready done, and it behaves just like spaghetti. You just need to use bolognese sauce. Now, I'm not gonna pretend that the spaghetti and the bolognese are exactly the same. The zucchini is a little softer. It's a little wetter. Have the lean ground beef and the sauces on it, and you're not gonna even notice the difference. This is the recipe I would make with zucchini bolognese. I would take 150 grams of lean ground beef, tomato sauce, spice it thoroughly, and the entire bowl is around 500 calories with 57 grams of protein. Just make sure that you use the lean ground beef. But let's go to swap number 2, crisps versus air popped popcorn. Now, here in my hand is 320 calories of some crisps. This is sad, right? Nobody in history has ever opened a bag of Lay's and just stopped at this amount, which includes me. For the same calories, this is air pop popcorn. It's almost 3 times the amount in this massive movie bowl size popcorn. And the popcorn is whole grain. So the popcorn that I recommend is going to be the skinny pop, and you can have different flavors. But why the popcorn? The popcorn has more fiber, and that fiber is going to slow down how fast food leaves your system, but it's also gonna stretch the stomach, right? And make you feel fuller. And crisps essentially do the opposite, the Lay's, because there's no fiber and it will make you feel hungrier in 30 minutes. So you can just go on Amazon and order air popped popcorn. It's gonna save you all the calories and you're not gonna even need the oils to make it with. And this is the science behind it. Essentially, I call it the stretch signal. The walls of your stomach are lined with what we call stretch receptors. And as your food fills your stomach, those walls stretch. And essentially, once they stretch to a certain point, they fire a signal to a region in your brain called the hypothalamus. That part is the part that runs hunger, and it tells you to stop eating. I want you to think of like a fuel gauge in your car. Now, the gauge will read how full the tank is from the float on top. It has no idea if it's on premium fuel or watered down cheap stuff in the tank. It just reads the level. Your stomach is the same. So fill it to the same level, but with 8 times the food at the same calories. And the gauge is always gonna read as full either way. And that's why I call it the stretch signal. Every food swap in this video is built around that concept. So there is a second lever that's stacked on top, and it's why every meal in here is high protein. Protein is the most satiating food that you can eat. It's going to keep you fuller for longer. It's also going to burn more calories compared to carbs and fats. Roughly 20 to 30% of protein's calories are lost by just your body digesting it. So it increases your metabolism. We call this the thermic effect of food. Basically, what we want is high protein, high volume foods that fill you up twice over and cost you more calories to process it. So if this lands for you, if this is making sense, hit the video with a gentle thumbs up. This tells tells me that you want more of these kind of videos, I'm going to shock you with the next gauge on this list because it's going to put the whole protein thing to rest. So back to the food. Swap number 3 is going to be whole eggs versus egg whites. Now for breakfast, when it comes to eggs, the yolk is where the calories live. So 4 eggs of normal ones, the whole one, is 312 calories, 21 grams of fats. From 8 egg whites, you get the exact same 28 grams of protein for 137 calories with basically no fat. It's the same protein, but less calories. So I'm not saying we should get rid of all the yolks. So let me share a famous recipe that I like that you can even make when you're traveling. I call it the egg and tuna toast. So this is how you should make it. I want you to get 4 hard-boiled eggs, and then I want you to remove 3 of the yolks and keep 1 of the fats from 1 of the whole eggs. And then take the egg whites and chop them into tiny cubes and then mash it up with the 1 whole egg. And then to that, add about 50 grams of tuna and water, right? Just the tuna itself. And then you can add 50 grams of light mayo. You can add spring onions into it, salt, pepper, maybe you have some spicy mayo or some sriracha so that you can actually have more flavor, and then you can spread it over 4 toasts. And that entire meal can come up to 673 calories with 41 grams of protein, and that meal is gonna hold you on for hours. And the best part is you can make this meal anywhere. You can have it at a hotel buffet. You can just ask the chef, hey, can you please give me 4 hard-boiled eggs? And just get some tuna and add all the spices you want, and it will fit your macros. And let's say you want to save yourself on the carbs, you can add this into lettuce, and I'm going to share with you a lettuce meal right now in swap number 4. Swap 4 is going to be, instead of burger buns, I want you to have romaine lettuce. Let me explain. So here is essentially where the carbs sneak in a burger. It's the bun usually, or like the tortilla wrap. And usually this here can be 30 to 40 grams of refined carbs. And maybe you're wrapping your food around it or you're having it as a bun. But instead of the bun or the lettuce wrap, you can have and wrap the food around with iceberg lettuce leaves instead, which is nearly 0 calories. Here on screen, you're seeing me make an iceberg burger, right? And I'll give you the recipe. So that's 150 grams of lean ground beef. You can use 2 iceberg lettuce leaves as the bun and some light cheese wedges. If you have high protein cheese, you can add that. Add all the garnish that you want and then put in the burger patty inside of it. And now you have a low carb burger. That's 49 grams of protein, under 5 grams of carbs, at 354 calories. The same applies if you're making a wrap. Let's say I ordered a Big Mac, which is roughly 580 calories. You could nearly double the protein and 1/10 of the carbs by swapping out the patty and then swapping out the brioche bun or the bun with the lettuce, and that's it. But let's move to swap number 5. Now, it's common that you have friends over and you get a lot of these crackers that your friends can have, and you would usually have it with a dip. This one that I'm gonna share with you is one of the biggest multiples on the whole list. A small bag of crackers can be around 200 calories that's gone in 90 seconds, or you can have a large amount of these bell peppers, which is 75 calories. You still get the crunch, and all you need to do, the big difference is you can just have a low calorie dip that you have with this one instead, that's high in protein, that you maybe make with cottage cheese. And the reason for this is that the peppers are 90% water, which is exactly why they take so much room in your stomach. Before the calories register, they're actually gonna help you with that stretch signal that I was talking about. I want you to keep a container with sliced pieces of this and make sure it's vacuum sealed. And the moment a craving hits, take the peppers just like this one here in my hand, and you can add some hummus or you can add some dip that you make yourself with mixed with cottage cheese and spicy tuna. And that way you get your greens, but it also feels like you're having a snack on the side that's nice, salty, and savory. And I know my wife, she'll just add pink Himalayan salt over these and snack on them throughout the day as a snack. Now, swap number 6 is ice cream versus the Jello yogurt bowl. Now, when your evening cravings hit, and when they hit hard. So the normal Ben & Jerry's is around 280 calories. This one in my hand is 330, and it's mostly sugar and fat. And no one just stops at one serving. You usually finish the entire pint, but let's just remember the 300 calories. But with the yogurt bowl, and I'll give you the recipe here, It's going to be a layer of sugar-free jello right at the bottom. And then I want you to put a tub of Dannon Light and Fit Greek yogurt, and then add 50 grams of fresh strawberries. And the total macros of that entire bowl comes out to 177 calories and 23.8 grams of protein with basically no fat. It's big, it's cold, it's creamy, it's super sweet, and it beats the volume of the ice cream and it beats the protein in the ice cream every time. And you can walk away feeling guilt-free. But that takes me to swap number 7, which is the 15-calorie trick. It's not even a food. It's a 15-calorie habit that has so much research behind it, more than anything else on this list. So my recommendation is drink a cup of broth-based soup. It's around 15 to 30 calories that you should take and eat 15 minutes before your main meal. Why? This broth-based soup will fill your stomach before the food arrives. And essentially, those stretch receptors that we talked about earlier are starting to fire. So your brain is already pre-getting this fullness signal before you eat your main course. And by the time you sit down, you're already partly full before you even have your first bite. Now, what I'm sharing with you isn't just a vibe. There's actually research released by Penn State University, and they took 60 men and women. Once a week for 5 weeks, they had a soup preloaded before lunch. Now, when they had the soup first, they actually ate 20% fewer calories than usual. That's about 134 calories cut from a single meal off of a habit that costs you 15. Now, I will be honest here, because I always am. That doesn't mean that you have to have the same amount at the exact same time and this meal forever. This will just help you adjust your appetite compared to what you normally do. But my recommendation is, before you have your 2 biggest meals, have this broth-based soup 15 minutes before. And please avoid the creamy soups because those are calorie dense and it can kill the point. I recommend chicken broth, maybe beef broth. You can have the pho broth, vegetable broth, or miso. If you're gonna start doing this, come back to the comments in the future, give it a try and let me know, because I'm gonna read all the comments. I wanna see which one of you guys are going to attempt this, and I'm gonna use it in a future video. But swap number 8 is gonna be a cream sauce and dip versus cottage cheese. Now, the last swap is the one that so many people are sleeping on. A cream-based pasta sauce or a pot of sour cream dip is 200 calories a serving before it touches anything. Let me show you how to make your own dip with the cottage cheese. I want you to take your cottage cheese and then put it into a blender like a NutriBullet. Add some sriracha, as much sriracha as you want. You can add pepper, you can add some salt in there. You can add some onion chives if you like. And if you want it a bit more spicy, you can add Cholula to it as well. And this allows you to have a dip. You can have it with this snack meal here, or you can put it over your pasta, for example. So this is a full day on a real cut. For breakfast, I want you to have that egg and tuna toast. And that's 673 calories with the 4 toasts. A lot of the calories come with the toast, but if you want to cut the calories in half, you can always use the iceberg lettuce, and you're gonna remain full until lunch. Now, before you have lunch, I want you to have that broth-based soup, right? And then you can have that iceberg lettuce burger, that low-carb burger, right? With the popcorn that I was sharing earlier. In the afternoon, you can have this snack, and you can have it with a hummus, or you can have it with that cottage cheese dip that I was sharing, and that's around 150 calories. And then for dinner, again, before you have your main meal, have the broth-based soup, and then your zucchini noodle bolognese. And if you wanted to make it a little bit more creamy, you can add that cottage cheese blend to that enormous bowl. And then your nightly dessert, instead of the ice cream, have your yogurt bowl, which is 180 calories. And if you add all those meals up, that's 1,500 to 1,700 calories. That's a burger, a kilo of bolognese, a real breakfast, and a dessert that gets you over 200 grams of protein, and you won't feel hungry once. And that's the whole system. So if you want me to turn all of these 8 food swaps that I showed you into a full done for you meal, do me a favor. Let me know in the comments below which ones you want me to make in a video, and I'll make that video happen for you. So guys, fat loss is never supposed to be about punishment or eating tiny portions or consistently being hunger, watching the clock until your next meal. This isn't a game of discipline. This is a game of playing it smart. Your stomach is gonna read for those stretch signals. Your stomach wants to tell how much protein is in there and how much volume there is. If you did enjoy the video, leave the video the gentle thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you'd like me to turn this into a full day of eating. And if you want to, I'll do that in the next one. But I think this video here is an amazing watch. It's going to give you 10 foods that will help you lose your belly fat so much easier. I'll see you in the next one.